Have you ever experienced moments where life seems to shift, as though you're awakening to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world? Maybe you've had flashes of clarity, a sense that there's more to life than what's on the surface. Or perhaps you've found yourself asking, is there a greater purpose to my existence? If you've ever asked these questions, you're not alone, and they could be signs that you are on a path of spiritual awakening. But what exactly does that mean? And why does the journey sometimes feel so confusing, even isolating? The process of awakening is not a straight path. It's a journey that takes us through different stages of understanding. Each stage brings its own challenges, lessons, and insights. In this video, we'll explore 5 distinct stages of spiritual awakening. These stages help us make sense of our experiences and guide us on the path to deeper self-awareness and connection with the divine. By the end of this video, you'll not only have a clearer picture of where you are on your journey, but you'll also understand why it's such a crucial and beautiful part of your life's purpose. So stay with me until the end, because this could be the key to unlocking the deeper truths within you. Stage 1. Unconsciousness, the sleep of the soul. The first stage of spiritual awakening is unconsciousness, a state where the soul is asleep to its divine nature. At this stage, life is dominated by the ego. We are completely identified with our thoughts, emotions, and external achievements. We react to the world instead of consciously creating our reality. Life often feels like a series of events happening to us, rather than something we actively participate in. This is a stage marked by frustration, confusion, and a constant feeling of being unfulfilled. Many people live their entire lives in this unconscious state, unaware of the deeper spiritual truths that lie within them. Jesus' words on the cross, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," Luke 23:34, are a profound reflection of this unconsciousness. His persecutors acted out of ignorance, not knowing the depth of their own spiritual blindness. Unconsciousness can be painful because we are trapped in the stories we tell ourselves. We might believe that our worth is tied to our job, our relationships, or material possessions. When those things fall apart, we suffer deeply because we've placed our identity in something external. In this stage, people are often defensive, reactive, and stuck in patterns of blame, shame, or guilt. But here's the paradox. The very pain we experience in unconsciousness is what often triggers the next stage of awakening. As life becomes more difficult or unsatisfying, something inside us begins to stir. We start to ask questions, and those questions crack open the door to the next stage, the death of the ego. Stage 2. Ego, death, the crumbling of the false self. Ego death is one of the most profound stages of spiritual awakening, and it's often experienced as a crisis. The ego, the part of us that defines itself by external labels and achievements, begins to crumble. All the identities we've clung to, our profession, our social roles, our beliefs, start to fall away, leaving us feeling disoriented and vulnerable. This is where many people experience a dark night of the soul. It's a period of intense inner turmoil where the false self, the ego, is stripped away. For some, it can feel like losing everything they thought they were. But as frightening as this can be, it is also a necessary step toward true spiritual awakening. Look at Jesus' time in the wilderness. After being baptized, he went into the desert for 40 days, where he faced temptations that directly challenged his mission and identity. Matthew 4:1-11. He had to confront his human desires and overcome the ego-driven temptations of power, comfort, and control. By doing so, he aligned fully with his divine purpose. In our own lives, ego death is not just about losing our sense of identity, it's about awakening to the realization that we are not our ego. We are not our thoughts, our beliefs, or our societal roles. We are something much deeper. This revelation can be both terrifying and liberating. On the other side of this death is the space to discover who we truly are, not as a collection of labels, but as spiritual beings connected to something far greater. Ego death is often the hardest stage of awakening, but it's also the most transformative. As the ego dissolves, we make room for the higher self to emerge. Stage 3, the search, the hunger for truth. After ego death, we enter the search. This is where we begin actively seeking spiritual truth. We are no longer content with superficial answers. Instead, we dive deep into spiritual practices, read books, seek out teachers, and explore the mysteries of life. We yearn for clarity and meaning. In this stage, people often feel a sense of excitement mixed with urgency. It's as if the soul, having been freed from the confines of the ego, is now on fire with a desire to reconnect with its divine origin. The wise men who followed the star to find Jesus, Matthew 2:1-12, symbolize this search, a journey that takes us beyond the familiar, towards something transcendent. For many, the search involves exploring different spiritual traditions, engaging in practices like meditation, prayer, or yoga, and seeking wisdom through books or mentors. The search is deeply personal. It's about finding the practices and beliefs that resonate with the soul and bring us closer to the truth of who we are. However, the search can also be overwhelming. With so much information and so many spiritual paths available, it's easy to feel lost or unsure of which direction to take. But the important thing to remember is that the search itself is part of the journey. Each book, teacher, or practice is another step toward deeper understanding. And here's a key point. The truth we seek is not external. While the search might begin with external teachers or texts, the real truth we're looking for is inside us. It's our own inner connection to the divine that holds the answers. Stage 4. Emergence of the authentic self, living in your truth. As the search continues, there comes a point where the authentic self begins to emerge. This is the stage where you stop seeking approval from the outside world and start living from a place of inner truth. The masks of the ego fall away, and you become more aligned with your higher self. This stage is about embracing who you are without fear or apology. Think about Jesus when he began his public ministry. He was unapologetically himself, preaching the truth even when it went against the norms of society. His authenticity was so powerful that it drew crowds and also opposition. In John 8:32, he said, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." This truth, the authentic self, is what emerges when we let go of the false identities we've clung to. In this stage, you may find that certain relationships, jobs, or situations no longer resonate with you. You might feel called to leave behind what no longer serves your highest good. This can be a time of great transformation. Relationships might end, career paths may change, and your entire life could shift to align with your true self. Living authentically doesn't mean life becomes easy. In fact, it can be challenging to walk in your truth, especially when others may not understand or accept the changes you're making. But it is deeply fulfilling. You are no longer trying to fit into society's expectations. You are living from your soul's purpose. Stage 5. Life of alignment. Becoming one with the divine flow. The final stage of spiritual awakening is a life of alignment. At this stage, you live in harmony with yourself, with others, and with the divine. You have integrated your spiritual insights into your daily life, and you understand that everything is interconnected. You no longer feel separate from the world around you. You see the divine in all things. Jesus spoke of this alignment when he said, "I and the Father are one." John 10:30. This deep connection with God, with creation, and with others is the hallmark of a life in alignment. In this stage, you live with a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. You no longer strive for external validation or success. Instead, you trust the flow of life and understand that every experience, every moment, is a part of the divine plan. You are in tune with your soul, your intuition, and the guidance of the universe. This is a stage of surrender, trust, and deep spiritual fulfillment. But alignment doesn't mean you're exempt from challenges. You'll still face difficulties, but now you approach them with grace, knowing that everything is an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. You've learned to navigate life with compassion, both for yourself and for others. As we come to the end of this journey through the 5 stages of spiritual awakening, remember that each stage is a crucial part of your soul's evolution. Whether you're just beginning to wake up or you're living in full alignment with your higher self, know that you are exactly where you need to be. Spiritual awakening is not about achieving perfection. It's about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs. It's about continuously growing, learning, and connecting with the divine within you. So, where are you on your spiritual path? Are you just waking up, or are you stepping into your authentic self? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into spirituality and personal growth. Your journey is sacred, and each stage brings you closer to the truth of who you are. Thank you for watching, and may your path continue to unfold with love, light, and divine guidance.